Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Master Grade Gundam Avalanche Exia. This is a kit that, if you've been watching my channel for the past few months, I was on the fence whether I really wanted to get this kit or not. I really like the Avalanche Exia. It's one of my favorite forms of the Exia, but the Avalanche dash parts, the parts on the legs, I'm just really not a big fan of. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I finally decided to get it, and we'll check it out. Probably what I'm going to end up doing with mine is using the dash parts, throwing them in my extra parts bin and using them for some other future kit bash or something later on, and I'll probably ultimately just keep this as the Avalanche Exia without those parts. But anyway, let's get into the unboxing. This looks like a pretty cool kit, really cool box art here on the front. It is a little bit confusing maybe. This was a premium Bandai release in Japan, but for the rest of the world it's just a standard release. Now, before you get too much into your celebrating the fact that this is not a premium Bandai release in the country where you live, just remember that Japan is where these are manufactured, so it's a premium Bandai kit there, and so it's probably not going to be rerun very often. So while you might be able to get it for cheaper in your country for the time being, the availability of this kit in the future is probably going to continue to drop, and the price will go up and up. So after watching this unboxing and the subsequent review, if you don't have one and you feel like you might want to get one, I would definitely recommend getting one sooner than later. But let's get into it here. So this is from Gundam 00 variants. Going around here to the side of the box, just the same thing there. And then here on the bottom, we got the high mobility mode and high speed mode. Not really sure what the difference there. It looks like the only difference that I can see is that the shoulder parts are opened up, and that's kind of the only difference between the high mobility mode and the high speed mode. Looks like the leg parts are also maybe in a slightly different position, but there's really not going to be too much difference there. And then it says you can also choose how to assemble. You can also have it just as the Avalanche Exia here, which is how I prefer it, or as the Avalanche Dash. So yeah, basically it's got these big hunking shoulders, which are really cool looking, and you got all the swords that are attached onto the back. Very cool. And let's take it around to the other side, just a front and back view of what the kit is going to look like. They're all put together, painted up and everything. And with all that stuff on there, it really gives you the kind of full armor look to the Exia, which I can understand why some people like, but I just don't really like it that much with the legs having that much bulk around them. Over here, we've got some marking decals included, it looks like, with this. And it looks like we also have a stand included as well, which is pretty cool. For the list price of 6,700 yen, not too bad. It's obviously pretty pricey, but it's a pretty big box here with a lot of stuff in it. So as always, guys, I do just want to say a big thank you to USA Gundam Store for sponsoring this review. I know USA Gundam Store has gotten a bunch of these. I'm not sure if they're already all sold out or not, but I know you can check their site. I'll put the link to their site down below. This kit or other premium Bandai stuff or regular kits, all that you can get on their site there with my coupon code ZakuAurelius10 to save 10%. So check that out. You do have some waterside decals there. It looks like those are probably just for the new parts. So similar to the Master Grade XN Riser, the waterside decals that were included with that kit were only for like the new XN Riser parts. And it looks like that's probably going to be the case. These are probably just waterside decals that just only go on like the Avalanche parts. And so like the rest of the kit won't have any. You'll just have some stickers on there, unfortunately. So I don't know. We'll take a look at that. And actually, to be honest, this is kind of the first full-on Exia Master Grade that I've built. I think the closest thing that I've built, I did build the Master Grade Dark Matter, which is basically the same thing. But that one was quite different. This is like the first Master Grade Exia that I'm going to be building here. So there's got a lot of parts, some clear parts, a whole bunch of white parts, a whole bunch of frame parts. Obviously some of our new parts there in blue. Here is the base. It's a BA-13, my favorite action base, so very happy about that. And it's in this kind of bluish green with sparkles. Very nice. Not bad at all. Alright, let's get to the manual here. So we just got the box art here on the front of the manual, and then on the back, sticker and decal marking guide there, and at the bottom just color marking guide, basically white, blue, red, yellow, gray. That's pretty much it. Pretty standard colors for this guy. Looks like it doesn't have a center page in the center of the manual with any more information or photos or anything. Again, with it being a P Bandai kit in Japan, you can expect this, or it's not very surprising that this manual, it doesn't really have a whole lot to it in terms of any further pictures or anything. Let's get into the parts list. There are going to be a handful of leftover parts, I'd assume. So there's a couple on the A, B, and C runner, D runner. But they're not too bad. There's just a few leftover parts. Some leftover polycaps there, of course, as well. And then just on into the construction. I believe that this kit just takes one single LED unit there in the GN drive. I should have one around here on hand that I think I can maybe use for the review. I don't believe that one is included in here. Yeah, unfortunately, no included LED. That would have been nice if they would have thrown that in there. Again, with it being a P-Bandai kit in Japan, I can see how that might have happened, but too bad. And then onto the head and the arms, and then the legs, and the leg parts. You got, it looks like the dash parts there we're building along with that, and then the waist section, and then finally the display base, and then the weapons, which are all relatively simple. They're just kind of simple swords, and the shield there, not really too complicated weapons for this. And then just a little bit about how to just basically use everything, how to manipulate all the parts for the different gimmicks and all that, high-speed mode and equipping the weapons. And then how it's going to look on an action base. I guess I don't really know what the point of this photograph is, but I guess it could be used as a posing reference. Let's take a look at all of these runners. Alright, so let's start off by going through all the stickers, because we've got one of every single kind. We've got foil stickers here for the eyes and going in under some of the clear parts, as usual with Gundam 00 kits. They're in like dark green, and we have this like very light green there with some really nice detail printed in that. So some of these I actually might use on the finished kit, so we'll see about that. Then we've also got some dry transfer decals. So these are for a bunch of the markings, and again, these are going to go on probably mostly the Exia itself, I'd imagine. So you can see those are all in blue and white. And then we've got some marking stickers. So again, these are going to just be going around on some different parts. We got some big logos there and some striping, again, all in blue and white. And then our waterside decals. So I believe these are mostly going on the new Avalanche parts. But again, all of these are specific for this kit. All the stickers are all marked specifically for the Avalanche Exia. So at least you know that all of these are new to this kit. Then we've got these parts here, which are used for like the ribbon parts there on the shoulders and like in the front of the thighs like that. So these parts, again, I don't think I've ever actually used these, so I'll have to see how well these work. We've got our polycaps here, PC130, just in standard gray color. Then we've got two different little runners here of Beam Saber effect parts, all in clear pink. We've got SB1, which is our just standard Beam Saber 100 scale effect parts, and then SB8, which is our standard Beam Saber effect parts for Gundam 00 and Gundam Age, I believe, also use these kind of more rectangular ones. And then once again, our action base here, BA13, originally in the Master Grade Fenicia Rinashita, and then still yet to be sold on its own, unfortunately. But we do get it included in some Master Grades now and then, and I'm always happy to see it. Again, it's in this kind of like bluish green color here with the sparkles in that, so should be pretty nice. Okay, so going through, as you might expect, the first handful of runners are all going to be from the just regular Master Grade Exia, and then once we get a little bit further down in the alphabet, we'll get into the newer parts for this kit. So here we have runner A, a 4-color runner here, some clear dark green there at the top, some red over here on the side, some yellow down to the bottom, and then some white through the center for just our regular armor parts. Runner B here, all in white. We've got our pilot figures there, sitting and standing, and then just a whole bunch of white armor parts there for the head, and some parts for the weapons there as well. I wonder if we're going to have a new pilot figure for this. I didn't notice that on the later runners, but we'll have a look once we get down to those. Runner C is more of the same, bunch of white armor parts here. Runner D is all of the blue armor parts for the Exia, including the part there for the shield, a couple parts there for the shield anyway. And then runner E, as with the next couple of runners we'll see here, are just gray parts for the inner frame, some weapons parts on here as well. It's continued on into runner F, but runner F here is an ABS plastic, so do keep that in mind. And then runner G for just some more of that, again ABS gray plastic. And then one more here, runner H for the last of our inner frame parts, again in gray ABS. Runner I here is in just plain clear. We have this kind of stand part, which is like a stand that you can use for holding the GN drive just kind of out on its own, and then some clear parts there for around on the kit. And then for the last of our runners for the original Exia, here is runner J2. It's molded in a kind of metallic silver color, and it's just basically the blade parts for some of the weapons, and then a couple other smaller little detail parts there. Now we're getting into some of the new parts specifically for the Avalanche Exia. So here's runner O1, and then we have runner O2 as well, which is a copy of this section here for obviously some white armor parts. Then we got runner P here in blue for just more parts for the Avalanche parts and the dash parts. We've got 2 of these. Then runner Q, all the gray parts, kind of joint and frame parts, detail parts for the new sections of the kit. And this is again doubled, so we'll have 2 of these also. Runner R1 here for just a few more parts in blue. Runner R2 for a few more parts in gray, and then runner S1 for a bunch of new yellow parts for the kit. Quite a lot more yellow that these parts add to the overall design. Blue as well. And then runner S2 for a copy of this section there, and that is it. And I just want to show this to you guys real quick because I want to highlight just how much new plastic you get with this. This is all the parts from the original Exia, and this is all of the new parts specifically for this kit. Now this is not including like the polycaps and the action base and the beam effect parts, but just like the main parts of the kit. So that's it for the unboxing, guys. Looks like a pretty cool kit. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Despite not being the biggest 00 fan in the world, and definitely not the biggest Exia fan in the world, I do particularly like this version of the Exia. I don't know, something about the extra bulk on the shoulders and all the swords mounted on the backpack. It does look pretty cool. It's kind of like the 00 Gundam and the XN Riser. I really liked the look of the XN Riser just because I really liked just the big bulk of the backpack. So I think it's just like, of the main mobile suits in Gundam 00, I really like the MSV versions of them, it seems. So that's just me. What do you guys think about it? I'll get this built up and we'll take a look at it in the review coming up next. So thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for sponsoring the review, and leave any other further questions and comments you have there down below. See you next time. Bye bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.